Okay, I'm starting with Tableau again. I'm going to click on Microsoft Excel. Under my directory here, I have a new file called Superstore Star. This is the one that I created to illustrate how to put a star together using Tableau joins. So I'm clicking on Superstore Star. I'm going to click on Open. That's going to open the file for me. Okay, there we go. Notice we have a customer dimension, a fact table, an order dimension, and a product dimension. Notice my inconsistency here with the space. I'm going to pull the fact table in first, so always pull the center of the star in first. Then I'm going to pull the customer dimension in, and if everything matches up, it should be joining right here on customer ID, which it did. Then I'm going to bring in the order dimension, and let's click that off. There's the order dimension. That's linking on order ID. Then I'm going to bring in the product dimension. That's linking on the product ID. And at this point, actually, there's another thing that you can do. You can create an extract, which means that you're going to create a special Tableau file that's much faster than doing these joins every time you do a query on the data. So let's practice doing that. I'll click on Extract. It's going to, then as soon as I click on Go to Worksheet down here on the orange tab, it's going to ask me where do I want to store this. It stores it in a format called Hyper. So I'm going to go back down to my directory for the class. Here it is. And just stick it there. You can also change the name of it to whatever you think it would be more memorable. I'm going to click on Save. And then as soon as it finishes saving, it should go to the sheet. So now notice that I have my customer dimension, order dimension, and I have the product dimension as three separate dimensions up here. Also notice it's repeated all these ID fields. I'm going to highlight all of them, and then I'm going to right click and say hide. That'll take them out so that they don't make everything just clutter it up. In my fact table, I have the discount, profit, profit per order, etc. It's also pulled down these facts from the order dimension, which is about the order, because those were numerical data, or that is to say, continuous data there. So just remember that these are being applied at the level of every order rather than these being applied at the level of every product per order that was sold in the store. So you could get into some kind of difficulty in interpreting these if you're not careful. You want to take averages to make sure that you're not getting them wrong. So let's say that I wanted to then look at my sales by state. I could pull the state right on here, and because state is a geographical already, see that these are the data types that Tableau interprets. It's going to understand that. Then let's say I wanted to simply get the sales, and I can drag that right onto the grid. And let's also put the sales, let's call this a map. Okay, and so now we have the sum of the sales here, and then let's stick the sales on color. And that's going to give me a graduated view. The darker the color here, the more of the sales there are in that particular state. And if I come over here to my sales, I can click on that little arrow there. I can say edit colors. Let's say I want to change this to an orange-blue diverging, and then make this 5 gradations here. So I would consider red to be not very good and blue to be very good, and I'll apply that, say OK, and then I can see that there are really only 2 states in the country where sales are considered to be doing good or very good. So that's a quick Tableau introduction, and there are tons of other things that you can do with just a few clicks of the mouse.